Vishwananda, Shri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana Narasimha Deva. Bhajo Guru Vishwananda, Shri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana Narasimha Deva. Bhajo Guru Vishwananda, Shri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana Narasimha Deva. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Gurudev Shri Swami Vishwananda. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Gurudev Shri Swami Vishwananda. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Gurudev Shri Swami Vishwananda. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Gurudev Shri Swami Vishwananda. Bhajo Guru Vishwananda, Shri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana Narasimha Deva. Om Mahavatara Shishaya Namaha, Om Vishamaya Namaha, Om Devatare Samaryataya Namaha, Om Sukshmatave Namaha, Om Chimaya Namaha, Om Gurumataye Namaha, Om Sundaraya Namaha, Om Sunachanaya Namaha, Om Sumukaya Namaha, Om Chirukasaya Namaha, Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Padmabhujaya Namaha, Om Mantragamanaya Namaha, Om Chiruparidhirine Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Om Mandirasapakaya Namaha, Om Shivjivavarchakaya Namaha, Om Gayatri Ajvane Namaha, Om Arpanasikarakaya Namaha, Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayane Mantrapasakaya Namaha, Om Saranayaya Namaha, Om Manturakantaya Namaha, Om Krishna Sankirtana Lopaya Namaha, Om Stotra Priyaya Namaha, Om Mitaveshine Namaha, Om Vakmine Namaha, Om Chitrakalavesharadaya Namaha, Om Vratantaraya Namaha, Om Sadhave Namaha, Om Jagarpantaya Namaha, Om Sarvalokahitaya Namaha, Om Bhakta Priyaya Namaha, Om Suriraya Namaha, Om Manukulaya Namaha, Om Niraya Namaha, Om Sudarshanaya Namaha, Om Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha, Om Premamurtaye Namaha, Om Shubhikshanaya Namaha, Om Pritivartanaya Namaha, Om Swastidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Architaya Namaha, Om Artaya Namaha, Om Siddhi Pradaya Namaha, Om Janardhanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Mahashaya Namaha, Om Siddhishwaraya Namaha, Om Pasmadushitaya Namaha, Om Atmaningaya Namaha, Om Ligachana Pratsakaya Namaha, Om Siddhi Saptanaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Karpasakaya Namaha, Om Sakshmaya Namaha, Om Yeshukaya Namaha, Om Satvekaya Namaha, Om Samadarshine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Achityaya Namaha, Om Nirahamkaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Avyagraya Namaha, Om Chitakrodaya Namaha, Om Vinayashanaya Namaha, Om Savashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Shamaya Namaha, Om Satyatarmaya Namaha, Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha, Om Viraktaya Namaha, Om Atintraya Namaha, Om Satyasandaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Aturisvabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasanandane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Samyaya Namaha, Om Guhyaya Namaha, Om Vimuktatmaya Namaha, Om Kabiraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Vyatitaraya Namaha, Om Danyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Durivikramaya Namaha, Om Gaganaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harisharana Margadashakaya Namaha, जगत्तकाय नमः ॐ अभिप्रायाय नमः ॐ सर्वमतसंज्ञाय नमः ॐ क्षमिकतपावर्तकाय नमः ॐ प्रेमावतार श्री विश्वानंद स्वामिने नमः। अतो देवा अवन्तुनो यतो विष्णुर्विचक्रमे रजिव्य सप्तधामभिः इदं विष्णुर्विचक्रमे त्रेतानि तते पदं सामूदमस्य भागं सुरे त्रीणि पदा विचक्रमे विष्णुर्गोपा अताभ्यः अतो धर्माणि धरेणे विष्णुकर्माणि पश्यत यतो वृतानि पस्पसे इन्द्रस्य युज्य सखा तद्विष्णोः परमं पदगुं सदा पश्यन्ति सूर्यः दिवि वचक्षुरततं तद्विप्रसो विपन्यवो जगृवागुं ससमिन्दते विष्णुर्य परमं पदम्। प्रेमवतराय विद्महे सद्गुरुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विश्वानन्दः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ प्रेमवतराय विद्महे सद्गुरुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विश्वानन्दः प्रचोदयात्। प्रेमवतराय विद्महे सद्गुरुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विश्वानन्दः प्रचोदयात्। गोविन्दा वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। श्री कृष्ण विष्णु मधुसूदन कीर्तभारे नारायणाच्युत विक्रम चक्रपाणे दैत्याज साचर श्रीधर वासुदेवा गोपाल कृष्ण हरे तव सुप्रभातं श्री रुक्मिणी स्वभवनाश हरे मुरारे राधे स्वगोप शिशुरूप ब्रह्मादि वाद्या श्री तारकाश्रय वकुण्ठ पदे भुवने तमोर्ते गोपाल देव हरे Shantamahambrajami Ardani yasya sakale
Om Agnanam Timidandasya Gyanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jagadev, good morning. This morning's Srimad Bhagavatam verse comes from Canto 6, Chapter 2, verse 19. Yata gadam vrit yatman mam upayaktam yadrichtaya yajanatopya atma gunam kuryam mantropya udatra. If a person, unaware of the effective potency of a certain medicine, takes that medicine or is forced to take it, it will act even without his knowledge, because its potency does not depend on the patient's understanding. Similarly, even though one does not know the value of chanting the holy name of the Lord, if one chants knowingly or unknowingly, the chanting will be very effective. So this comes from the Leela of Ajamela, which is mural 80 over there. And Ajamela was a Brahmin, and he lived a very pious life. He was married. He had a lovely life until one day he saw a prostitute, and he left his wife to follow her. And then, because she was quite demanding in her desires, in order to keep her, he became quite an unpious person. And he was doing all kinds of things, cheating and lying and stealing in order to keep her in the manner to which she had become accustomed. They had 10 sons together, and the youngest son was named Narayana. And when Ajamela, when he was 88 years old, was dying, the last thought he had was Narayana, his youngest son. And because he had called out Narayana, there was an incident that happened. The servants of Yamaraj came to take him because he had lived a very unrighteous life. And the servants of Vishnu also came because he had said Narayana with his last breath. And the two servants are debating with each other and trying to decide who's right and who gets the soul. And in the end, the Vishnu servants won. And they were saying, okay, it's time. But while this is happening, Ajamela is standing back watching this. And he's observing the fact that this fight is going on about what happens to his soul. And he starts to realize that perhaps he's made some mistakes in his life. And he's thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And because, as Guruji says, I love this, he says, there's a time to die. And when that time to die passes and you haven't died, well, then you get another chance. So he got another 20 years to live. And in those 20 years, he changed his life completely. And he did everything righteous and pious, and he was back to being a good soul, such that when he died, Vishnu's servants came with the chariot of the Lord to take him to heaven. So heaven wins, showing the power of Narayana's name. And the power of the Lord's name is beyond comprehension. And even when it is said without thinking of the Lord, he earns a right to be victorious and to have a lifetime in heaven. So I was thinking about this verse yesterday when Guruji was speaking in the commentary about how sneaky the mind is and how we can be on the right path, we can be doing the right things, but a single thought can be our downfall. And how when we don't check that thought, then it can just take us further and further and further down. So it's almost like this story of the prostitute who just goes, oh, honey, I have something for you. Come here, let me show you. And then it's like, oh, and then look at this and look at this. Maya is quite effective at her job. And so we need to see that this is a problem in our lives. And these 10 days of the Guru Gita so far, Guruji has been speaking about the merits and the amazing attributes of the Satguru, what he can do for us and does do for us. But I was thinking about it as a doctor, and how if we don't acknowledge that we're sick, if we don't acknowledge that we're vulnerable, it's like being in flu season, and everybody's coughing and sneezing and around you. If you're not careful, you'll catch it too. So if we are around people in the world, we're likely to catch that, and we're likely to be taken up and taken over by that Maya. So we need to understand that we're vulnerable in the first place. And the second thing we need to understand is when we do start slipping, we need to see that we're sick and we need a doctor. And we need someone who knows the right medicine for us. And Guruji has said this many, many times, that the right doctor, or a good doctor, can look at each person and know exactly what to prescribe for that person. And even though it may look the same on the outside, the ailment may look exactly the same. The medicine may be different. But one thing that's true is the medicine in the divine name is always the right one. So whenever we're chanting, we keep the name of God in our minds so that Maya can't slip in and catch us. So I was thinking about this idea of bitter medicine and how often we have to take the bitter medicine, because medicine isn't usually tasty. And so a few days ago, Guruji was talking about offenses, and it was really kind of scary. How many, it's like, oops, yep, done that. Oops, done that. Oh, wow, done that too. And how oblivious we are to it, and how important it is to understand what not to do so that we can avoid them. But it's going unconscious. It's when we're not thinking. It's when we're not on top of things. It's when we're not vigilant with the mind that we can be trapped by it and seduced into going off on some tangent to fulfill the senses and the pleasures of the mind. So I've been speaking with many people during this time and saying, what's the most powerful thing that you have gotten out of this? And someone was telling me about how scary it is and how they had just done one of the offenses Guruji was saying. And I said, okay, so what does this mean? How are you going to change your life as a result of knowing that? And she said, as I started to spiral down with this idea of being afraid, I started to realize also that he loves me. And his mercy is so immense. And he's given me a way to overcome that. And when Guruji was explaining that if we've told a lie, the way we get that lie out is we cry the lie out of our hearts. And then we put it at his feet. And we rush to him and we bow down to him and we beg his forgiveness. And how beautiful that is, how merciful he is, that when we make mistakes in our lives, we have a way to get out. Now, you can't just pay lip service to it. You have to give the tears. And I don't know about you, but I can't cry on demand. And actually, before I came to Bhakti Marga, I very rarely cried at all, except maybe when an animal died in a movie or something. But now I find that I have tears quite frequently. But they're not tears of sadness, but they're tears of gratitude and joy. And so when we can appreciate who we have in front of us, when we can begin to, we can't even see who he is, because he said it's just a fraction of his shadow. So we cannot know who he is, but we can appreciate what he brings into our lives. So when we realize that he loves us, another person told me she felt like she was safe and that he would take her hand and do whatever it took, whether that was forcing her to have the bitter medicine or to give her the pleasant medicine, but would give her the mercy to be able to overcome whatever it is that's in the way. So the next ailment that we have is our stubbornness and our laziness that says, I know better. And he talked about not keeping our promises. And I don't know about you, but that just hit me hard in the heart. This idea of you make a promise, but you don't keep it. And especially to him. Of all the people not to make a promise to, not to keep a promise to, it would be him. And so we have to remember these promises. And so I was thinking about what that could be, how that could be helpful. And he later in his commentary said, who's more important, you or him? And if you're more important, then you should be chanting your own name. And I thought, oh, yeah, that kind of puts a point on it, doesn't it? Because if your name's going to free you, then just go ahead and chant it. But if it's not going to free you, then you'd better be chanting his name. You'd better be chanting the name of someone who is more powerful than any of these problems and any of these issues that you can be facing. And is more powerful than any of these negative qualities that can seduce you at any moment. And the next one is control. Now, as a recovering control freak myself, I can tell you that I was, and no longer, addicted to doing it my way and knowing that I know the right way and fighting with other people about my way. And in some of the bitter medicine that Guruji has given me to swallow, I had to face everything going away in my life. All of these things that were important to me, position, projects, power, and all of these things that I had under my control. And slowly, 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 they were taken away without anybody telling me they were taken away. And I was fighting even harder to hold on to them because they were my responsibility. They were my duty. I was so righteous and so wrong. And so I had to finally come to a moment in time where I confronted that idea that I was in trouble and I couldn't change anything. I didn't know what to do anymore. And I finally cried out for help sitting at the altar here at Guruji's feet and said, okay, something has to change. And obviously it must be me. So help me. Help me see what it is I need to do differently. And then, of course, I just went on to say, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly how to do it. I know what everybody else needs to do. And I hear this little tiny voice say, what if you don't? And it was like, what? What if you don't? And it wasn't judgmental. It wasn't harsh. It wasn't cruel. It was just, what if you don't? And in that moment of grace, everything just stood still and air filled the room again. And I went, what if I don't? That would be a big relief. And then I might be able to do things differently. I might be able to have a little bit more freedom in my life. I wouldn't be such a, let's just say, not so nice person. And I would be able to be more cooperative with other people and more collaborative. And we could co-create solutions. And I all of a sudden could rest in that idea. But that wouldn't have happened had I not had the bitter medicine for a long time that kept taking things away from me. And it's only when you realize that he is the one who takes things away, and that he doesn't take them to punish, but he takes them to help us. And in realizing that he's taking things away to make space for something better, then everything changes. Your whole perspective changes. And instead of fighting to do it your way, use the mind to fight the tendency to be seduced by all of these qualities that are so tempting. The sensual pleasures that say comfort in my little bed is more important than prayers. That says watching a movie on Netflix is more important than watching a saint movie. Then you know the list. You all know it. I'm sure you know it. But we must fight to stay vigilant, to keep our mind out of the way of this seduction. And Guruji says, we must fight to make a gap for Bhagavan, for the Satguru, to take charge of our life. And I thought that was a fascinating comment that says we have to fight to let the doctor in. So we need to put that effort, instead of controlling everybody else, to controlling the mind, to keep a space open for Guruji and Bhagavan to step in and to start controlling and driving our car. I told this story once, but it's really short. I had a dream very early in my time with Guruji, and I was driving down the street, and all of a sudden someone appeared in the seat next to me and started trying to drive. And I panicked, and I was going, no! And I was trying to step on the brake, saying, Sri Swami Vishwananda, Sri Swami Vishwananda, Sri Swami Vishwananda, as I pulled the car over to the side. And I was thinking, oh, thank goodness I pulled over. And I looked, and he was gone. And it didn't occur to me till later that that was probably him. Oops, sorry. I didn't let him take control of my life at that point in time. So he had to go undercover, and he's been operating behind the scenes for many years. And he had to go slower with me because I wasn't willing to let him do what he needs to do to help me. So Guruji says one of the things that we can do when we start to see these things happening is to run into the feeling of our heart. Because in our heart, the heart doesn't want control. It just wants him. So he says that he makes challenges in our lives. And then he said, a lot. So he makes challenges in our lives so that we can be stronger, so that we can handle him. And we have to be able to handle him before we can handle Bhagavan. He wants to give us everything. Everything. But if we can't handle a few bitter pills, then how are we going to handle everything the Lord has to give us? So we need to remember that when someone offers you prasad, you need to take it. And yesterday someone offered me some prasad, and I just said, no thanks. And I started walking away, and I said, I'm sorry, I'll take that, thank you. And once Guruji offered me an orange, and I'm allergic to oranges. And I said, I'm allergic. And he said, oh, well, then you better not take it. And I was like, yeah, I better not take it. And then I was just having all these regrets about why I didn't take it. Because who knows what it would have done for me. Maybe it would have cured this allergy that I have. But did I try? No, I didn't. I refused it. So we must accept the prasad. And everything that happens to us as bhaktas is his prasad. And that's one of the things that he's made abundantly clear in this commentary, is he is everything. He's the one in charge of everything in a bhakta's life. Not some things, not most things, everything. And when we can grasp this, when we can really take it in, not to understand it, but to at least accept it, then we understand that he's taking us on a journey. He is in the driver's seat, whether we give him the steering wheel or not. He's the one who is directing every action in our lives so that we can get to the final goal. And so we have to see the positive intent of some of the things that happen in our life. I was speaking with someone last night, and I said, what have you taken out of this? And she said, it was one story, and it was talking about someone who was very sick for a long time. But the Guru kept him very close. And she has suffered with many physical issues over the years. And she said she realized that it was a gift from Guruji to keep her close to him. Because of these ailments she had, she was able to go to all these events with him. And she was able to be with him. And it was a gift instead of a curse. And it changed her perspective entirely. So that acceptance really has so much power. It's a really sweet pill when we learn to take it. And for me, it was having things taken away so that I could have the freedom of not being overly responsible for everybody else. Another thing Guruji said, which was really powerful, he said, when we do the sadhana, it's not about the pranayamas and it's not about doing the asanas. It's about the grace that has been bestowed upon us by Guruji, by Mahavatar Babaji, that's infused into the techniques of Kriya, into the techniques of all of our sadhana. It's the grace that is giving us the results, not the technique. That was another 180-degree flip of the head that says, whoa, that's very different. And so we have to acknowledge that it's him who's giving it to us. And he's the one, he's the gift in our life. It's not the Kriya, it's him. It's the grace. And he also said that only love can make us let go of everything. So he wants to give us God. Are we ready? Are we willing to do whatever it takes to receive him? He said, would you give yourself to someone who doesn't put you first? Who's paying attention to you and then goes, oh, bright shiny thing. Oh, prostitute. Ooh, ice cream. Oh, something else. Are you going to give yourself to someone who's so distracted? Probably not. Or maybe you have, and you have regrets about that. So why would God give himself to you if you can't keep focused on him? Our sadhana is not that intensive. Kriya, maybe 45 minutes, an hour, maybe an hour and a half out of a day. It's not that much. So can we focus when we're doing our japa just for 15 minutes? Can we focus 100% on him? Or do we have to be doing something else just so that, watching TV, doing the dishes, something else, so that we don't have to be focused on the divine name? We're just splitting ourselves in two, and we're making our path longer rather than shorter. Guruji says we are entering into the fire of love, and it's a one-way street. When you go into love, there's no coming back. And many of us go, and it's like a moth to a flame. We get close and we go, ooh, ouch, 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 and we run away. And here's the thing that touched me most out of everything he said in this commentary. He said, the path of love is very narrow, and there's not enough room for the lover and the beloved to walk side by side on this path. So as time goes on, the lover must be willing to sacrifice themselves and eventually die on the altar of love. And when they do this, they must be willing to sacrifice themselves and die on the altar of love. And when they do this, they attain the blessing of immortality. When I heard this, I was watching online and I was like, replay, 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 replay. And something inside of me knew that this is why I was born. This is why we're all born. Guruji has said many times, you have done this so many times, so many lifetimes, 28 yugas you've been doing this. When would now be a good time to take this step? He didn't say that part. I'm thinking that. And so we can sit and we can be in awe of everything he's saying in this commentary, and we can go, wow, it's amazing. I'm so grateful. But if we don't change our life, it's useless. And this is a bitter pill we have to swallow. And it's not a small one, it's a big one. So he's given us, 10 days. There are 4 more days to go. And there will be many more pills to swallow in these days. But if you can just take 1 or 2 of them that stand out for you and take them wholeheartedly with such gratitude, to swallow them completely and say, yes, I will change this in my life. I will do this differently. Our lives will transform. He said something about, I didn't write this down, but something about when we just accept things, then the miracles start happening in our lives. So we have no idea who he is. We only know a shadow, a fraction of the shadow. But what we know is that we love him, or else we wouldn't be here. And he's the doctor who knows what the right medicine is for us. So when you go to a doctor, you don't argue with the doctor to say, no, that's not the right medicine. I saw this purple pill on TV. I'm going to take the purple pill instead. Why are you going to the doctor if you're not going to listen? We're all here. We're all at his feet. He's giving us the medicine to help us to resist and overcome the effects of Maya in our lives. So take the pill. Take it with love and gratitude. Be grateful for him who is in our lives to help us and has nothing but our best interests at heart. So even if you're unaware of the effective potency of the medicine he's giving you, take the medicine. Or you'll be forced to take the medicine. And it won't be as pleasant. But it will act even without your knowledge, because the potency doesn't depend on your understanding. The potency isn't even in the pill. The potency is in his grace. So, similarly, even though you don't know the value of chanting the holy name, you don't know the value of doing your sadhana, you don't know the value of listening to satsang every day, or reading a verse in the Gita every day, or now we're reading a verse in the Guru Gita every day, do it. Knowingly or unknowingly, it will be effective in your life, and it will help free you so that you can enjoy the ultimate lover-beloved relationship for eternity. Jai Gurudev.
Narasimhamazim Sharanam Prapadye
Tava Kara Kamara Varena Kam Amutta Shinga Kalita Hiranyakashipu Tano Bringa Ishaladita Nararirupa
Ishaladita Nararirupa
Ishaladita Nararirupa
Ishaladita Nararirupa
Sri Jagadishari Sri Jagadishari Sri Jagadishari
Navakara Kamala Varena Kam Amrita Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Anugringa Ishaladita Nararirupa Ishaladita Nararirupa Sri Jagadishari
Sri Jagadishari Sri Jagadishari Sri Anashingare Nashingare Nashingare Sri Anashingare
Jaya Narasimhadev, 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 Jaya Narasimhadev.
Sri Anashingare Nashingare Nashingare Sri Anashingare
Jaya Narasimhadev, 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 Jaya Narasimhadev.
Jaya Bharat Maharaj, Bharat Maharaj, Bhakta Swarupa Jaya Bharat Maharaj.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhakta Swarupa Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Sri Vishwananda Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev.
Shri Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Shri Vishwananda Gurudev.
Gurudev, Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev.
Gurudev, Gurudev, Shri Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jayadev Gurudev Vishwananda Gurudev.
Gurudev, Gurudev, Shri Vishwananda Gurudev.
Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Sri Vishwananda
Shri
Gurudev.
Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Shri Vishwananda
Sri
Gurudev.
Vishwananda Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Sri Vishwananda
Shri
Gurudev.
Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Shri Vishwananda Gurudev.
Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev.
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Pavatu me. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Pavatu me.
Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Pandari Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Panduranga 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 Vittala, Vittala, Padmanabha Vittala, Jai Rukmani Lola 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 Vittala, Nirumalainadane Srinivasa Govinda, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Pandari Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Panduranga 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 Vittala, Vittala, Padmanabha Vittala, Jai Rukmani Lola 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 Vittala, Nirumalainadane Srinivasa Govinda, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, 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 Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Shri Ranga Ranga Vittala, Vittala, Raghunatha Ranga Vittala, Vittala. bajo Rama bajo Rama bajo re Rama 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 bajo Rama bajo Rama bajo re Sitaram Radhe Shyam Sitaram Radhe Shyam Sitaram Radhe Shyam Ganesham bajore Sitaram bajore Hey Rama bajo Rama bajo Rama bajore 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 Sitaram Radhe Shyam Sitaram Radhe Shyam Sitaram Radhe Shyam Sitaram Radhe Shyam Ganesham bajore Sitaram bajore Hey Rama bajo Rama bajo Rama bajore 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 Jai Sitaram Jai Hanuman Jai Radhe Shyam Jai Ho Balaram Jai Sitaram Jai Hanuman Jai Radhe Shyam Jai Ho Balaram Jai Sitaram Jai Hanuman Jai Radhe Shyam Jai Ho Balaram Jai Sri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Bhutabhrteshwarnath Mandir. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
जय जय प्रभु गिरिधारी नटवर नंदलाला जय जय प्रभु गिरिधारी नटवर नंदलाला जय जय प्रभु गिरिधारी नटवर नंदलाला जय जय प्रभु ईश्वर के लाल ये तो कृष्ण कन्हैया 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 जग का पालनहार कन्ना बंसी का बचैया जग का पालनहार कन्ना बंसी का बचैया जग का पालनहार कन्ना बंसी का बचैया बंसी का बचैया जय जय कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधा कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा तेरे सुरतिया मन में समाये 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 आने ले अब कृष्ण कनाई आने ले अब कृष्ण कनाई तेरे रस के लगान लगाए आप तो रस रो कृष्ण कनाई जय जय कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा तीर मुरारिया जप जप बाजे तेरी मुरारिया जप जप बाजे तीर मुरारिया जप जप बाजे तेरी मुरारिया जप जप बाजे कोया भी गई मायूर नाचे कोया भी गई मायूर नाचे पत पीतांबर तन पर सजे मोर मुकुटा चंता कतरा जय 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 कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा बाला कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा जय जय कृष्णा राधे कृष्णा आहुर राम का आलक जगाओ 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 बातों का संताप मिटाओ बातों का
Jai Krishna, Radha Krishna, Jai 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 Jai Krishna, Radha Krishna, 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 Jai Jai Krishna, Hare 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 Krishna, 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 Jai Jai Krishna, Radha 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 Krishna, Shri Radha Krishna Kane Lal ki Jai. एक कोर कृपा के कर दो लाडली शेरा दे एक कोर कृपा के कर दो लाडली शेरा दे एक कोर कृपा के कर दो लाडली शेरा दे दासी की जोली कर दो लाडली शेरा दे दासी की जोली कर दो लाडली शेरा दे एक कर कृपा की कर दो लाडली शेरा दे एक कर शिष्य का माल पाए दर्द हो मेरे शिष्य का माल पाए दर्द हो लाडली श्री राधे मेरे शिष्य का माल मेरे दर्द हो स्वामी श्री राधे मेरे शिष्य का माल की दर्द हो लाडली श्री राधे मेरे शिष्य का माल तेरे दर्द हो लाडली श्री राधे एक कर कृपा की कर दो लाडली श्री राधे एक कर कृपा की कर दो लाडली श्री राधे एक कर कृपा की कर दो लाडली श्री राधे एक कर कृपा की कर दो लाडली श्री राधे मेरी आस न टूटने पाए कभी 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 इस प्राण के प्राण जाए कभी इस प्राण के प्राण जाए कभी इस प्राण के प्राण जाए कभी इस प्राण से प्राण जाए कभी मुझे बीज दर्शन कर दो मुझे निज दर्शन का वर दो लाडली श्री राधे मुझे निज दर्शन कर दो लाडली श्री राधे मुझे निज दर्शन करो लाडली श्री राधे मुझे निज दर्शन कर दो लाडली श्री राधे एक कर कृपा की कर दो लाडली श्री राधे एक कर कृपा की कर दो लाडली श्री राधे एक कर कृपा की कर दो लाडली श्री राधे एक कर कृपा की कर दो लाडली श्री राधे राधा 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 एक कर कृपा के कर दो लाडली श्री राधे श्री राधे कृष्ण कन्हैया की जय रामानुज रामानुज मंगल मंगल में यतिराज रामानुज मंगल मंगल में रामानुज रामानुज मंगल मंगल में यतिराज रामानुज मंगल मंगल में यतीन्द्राय करुणाकराय मंगल मंगल में यतीन्द्राय करुणाकराय मंगल मंगल में सखी ओम श्री जगदीश हरे तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता मेरे सेवक तुम स्वामी मेरे सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम एका गोचर सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति किसविनि मिलो दयामय किसविनि मिलो कृपामय तुमको मैं घुमती ओम जय जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु दुख हरत तुम रक्षक मेरे स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे करुणा आता बराहो करुणा आता बराहो शरण करा तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ पापारो देवा स्वामी पापारो देवा चंदा भक्ति बढ़ाओ चंदा प्रेम बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे तन मन धन सबके तेरा स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा तेरा तुझको अर्पण तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लगे मेरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संगत दास जनों के संगत क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे मनि चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी मनि चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी ओ चाकरी राखो चाकरी राखो चाकरी राखो जी चाकरी राखो चाकरी राखो चाकरी राखो जी माने चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी श्याम मने चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी रोहित मने चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी हृदय लगा चाकरी राखो जी निरमता चकिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या विना त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव असतो मा सत्त्वमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्यो मा मृत्युर्गमय ॐ शान्ति 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 लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम प्रेम से बोलो श्री लक्ष्मीनारायण भगवान की जय श्री भूतभृतश्वार नरसिंह भगवान की श्री राधा कृष्ण कन्हैया की जय बाबूजी की श्री रमणाचार्य की प्रेम से बोलो सद्गुरुदेव श्री स्वामी विश्वानंद महाप्रभु की जय। ओम कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय गोपीजनवल्लभाय पराय परमपुरुषाय आहार कर्म मात्रे तत्ता औषधानि समराट समराट विजय मचाय मचाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय विकी जरा प्रेताय सर्वेश्वराय ओंकार हरेश्वरे परब्रह्मणे परमज्योतिषे स्वाहा ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम